Oh, hey guys. Anyhow, this video is for my entertainment and education purposes only. Any and everything I say could be wrong. Do your own research and come to your own conclusions. You get the camera adjusted here. Yeah, I'm just gonna bullshit for like 10 minutes or something. I got the day off. It's fucking much needed day off, you know, but whatever. And so I'm just in bullshit. Let me think, what was I, well, anyways, whatever. So I've been watching a little bit of videos. I watched, last night I watched Gypsy Fox's video. It's pretty good, dude. It's funny because he went and he hung out at the Buddhist, anyways, it was pretty funny, bro. He went and hung out with all these boomers and shit. And it was pretty crazy. I'm glad though. I'm glad that Gypsy Fox is like trying to interact with people because, you know, it's necessary. It's part of, we have to, you know. Human beings are social by nature, and that's unfortunate, you know, because there's so many fucked up people, you know, in the world. And so it's just funny listening to him kind of talk about how he's going outside of his comfort zone and just kind of mixing it up with people, and he went to a potluck and shit. Great news, man. Great news. Because, you know, you'd be surprised how important it is to interact with others. Maybe I'll just talk about that. Like, I as part of my the code that I live by a certain code, and it's just somewhat disciplined. You know, it's somewhat disciplined. So as an example of the code that I live by, that there is discipline involved. One example of this is abstinence from all mind-altering intoxicants. That's part of the code that I live by. So I don't smoke weed. I don't drink alcohol at all. Not even a little drop, but nothing. I don't smoke weed. I don't blast off on DMT. I don't eat psychedelic mushrooms, and on down the list of all the fucking different mind-altering intoxicants. I abstain from all that shit. That's part of the discipline of a code that I live by. And I don't mean that, I mean, I don't fucking touch this shit. Like, I don't bend the rules, and maybe one weekend, you know, I'll just take a hit, and then I just keep telling everybody that I don't smoke. No, I'm telling you, like, and that's how disciplined the code that I, it's not hard to do. Like, for me, it's easy because I've been doing it for over 24 years now. It's not hard at all. Like, it's totally easy, but it is one of the disciplines of the code that I live by, is I abstain from all mind-altering intoxicants. And it's super easy. Like, see, this is what most people don't understand, is you can get high as fuck on reality. Like, there is no greater drug than being fucking mainlining reality. And all mind-altering intoxicants do is further distance a person from reality. Like, this is why, in my opinion, in the Bible, it talks about Jesus turning water into wine. If you think about it, wine detaches you from reality. Water doesn't detach you from reality. And there is no greater potency of like intoxicant than reality itself. truth is stranger than fiction. Like, I can fucking blast off and fucking have all these hallucinations, but if you just look at reality for what it is, I mean, dude, like, why would you need any kind of See, you take hallucinogens to escape reality, because truth is stranger than fiction. Reality is stranger than a fucking hallucination from a synthetically induced hallucination from fucking DMT or psychedelic mushrooms. This is just reality, you know. But and I know, because I've been on both sides of the tracks, dude. I could, if I told you the story, which I will eventually, of the first time I did LSD, you wouldn't even believe. Like, I did, dude. I did so much LSD my first time doing LSD. Like, there aren't very many people that have been as high on LSD as me that are alive today. I mean, LSD back in the day. Anyways, whatever. But so that's just one example of a discipline of the code that I live by. Is I abstain from all that shit, including weekends. Like, I don't go and take a toke off of a marijuana pipe once every 3 years and then come on to my videos and talk about how I abstain from all mind-altering intoxicants. Like, it doesn't work that way, you know. And people can believe whatever they want, of course. You know, they could think I'm full of shit, and that's fine. I don't really care. I'm not trying to prove nothing. So going back to part of the, like, living by the code that I live by, another discipline is to interact with other people. Like, I'm a loner. And in order to be healthy, because, okay, so there's two types of loners. Like, there's the loner that isolates, which is unhealthy. Like, that's going to fuck your head up. And then there's the loner that understands the need for social interaction. And so that loner uses social interaction to be able to maintain a healthy existence as a loner. A loner needs interaction with others in order to maintain a healthy solace, or what's the word? Solitude. A loner that, okay, it's kind of like if you think of it in archetypes. Like, you have the shadow archetype of the warrior. That warrior is out just, okay, like you have the warrior archetype, right? And the warrior archetype is just as it implies. Like, the warrior archetype is a warrior. They're fucking, their nature is to be at war, okay? Now, that archetype, the warrior archetype, can be a healthy archetype or it can be an unhealthy archetype. So the unhealthy archetype warrior is the shadow, the shadow warrior archetype. And that means, basically what that implies in psychology and all that weirdo shit, that's the warrior that shoots anything that moves, like friendly fire. Like, I see something that moves and I just shoot it, you know? I don't care if it's an ally, because I'm a warrior, man. I'm just shooting any and everything, fucking whatever. So, and that's what I mean, like if you have the loner archetype, you can be a healthy loner that lives in solitude, or you can be an unhealthy warrior or loner, an unhealthy loner that lives in isolation. Isolation is bad, solitude good. And so in order to maintain a healthy existence as a loner, one needs interpersonal interaction with other people, you know. And so that's a discipline that I've done for many years as a loner, is understanding that if I really want to be an effective loner in the world, I need interaction with other people. And so my approach is that I go and I interact with people for the purpose of maintaining a healthy solitude as a loner. And I do it ritualistically, in a sense, because I know I need it. And I do enjoy it, right? But I limit it. It's like, I try to like keep up boundaries, you know, like, okay, I'm going to go interact with a group of people for an hour or maybe an hour and a half, and that's it. And then I'm done and I go home back to my solitude. I've interacted with these people, and when I interact with people, like these are people that normally I normally wouldn't mix with, like all different kinds of people, like libtards or whatever you want to call it, you know, Trump tards, you know, uber religious people, or you know, rich people, poor people, middle class people, working class people, all different kind, black, white, Jews, whatever. Like these are people that I normally wouldn't mix with, and part of the code that I live by is to go and interact with them and listen to them, listen to what they're saying, like truly listen to what they're saying, and then also participate in the engagement, you know, when it's appropriate, when I feel it's appropriate, you know. And then I bring my own unique experience into the fold as well, because like I lived on the street for 10 years and I worked in the homeless service provider field for 10 years and stuff, and so I bring, you know, so there aren't very many people that I'm interacting with that have experienced what I've experienced, and so we all collectively come together and share our unique experiences, our views based on our perspective based on our own unique you know, experience. So like I'm a fucking hobo. I'm an angry hobo. Someone else might be the CEO of a fucking corporation. Someone else might be a judge, a lawyer, you know, someone who works for the FBI, a fucking, you know, anything you can imagine, like all different kinds of people, and I do. So anyways, I know I went off on that but I was like really happy to hear that Gypsy Fox is pushing himself out of his comfort zone to interact with other people. It's necessary, especially if you're a loner. If you see, that's the paradox of it. If you really are a loner, the paradox of it is a loner needs interpersonal interactions with people more than just somebody who's not a loner, because of the dangers of isolation. If a person's a loner, they're more likely to you know, experience the dangers of isolation, which means it's more important that they address those potential dangers as a loner, you know, which means they need to go and interact with people. So anyway, yeah, so anyways, I gotta go pretty soon. Okay, so I did a live stream. I did a couple live streams, and then they take forever to process. So I ended up deleting one because I have 2 or 3 live streams all processing and it's just jamming everything up. So I deleted 2 of them and let the other one sit there. And then by this morning when I woke up, it had processed. So now I have my live stream from last night has processed and it's available to watch. But you have to go to the live. So they have all the different options. You have to click on my channel, the live videos, and then it'll take you to that live stream. And so what I'm thinking about doing is when I do a live stream, what I'm going to do is take that video, download it, and then re-upload it so that it shows up in my videos. I don't know. It's a little extra work, but anyway, I don't know. So that's why I'm not doing a live stream right now. And also because the live streams take a long time to process. So this is just trial and error. And, you know, so there's little things like that. But anyways, yes, that live stream from last night is public now. You just have to go to the section of live videos, and you can watch it if you want. So, and I was going off on Israel. I was going off on a rant about Israel. I'm so fucking sick of hearing about Israel and Palestine, dude. It is so dumb, dude. I just can't believe how dumb it is. But whatever, who cares? And anyways, and then so yeah, it's 15 minutes. I got to get going. But also, I was watching Asmongold this morning. It's entertaining, and sometimes he talks about stuff that is important to me. And sometimes he even shares similar views as me. And I think it's because Asmongold grew up in poverty. The only difference between Asmongold and me as far as like growing up in poverty is Asmongold had a home and a family. Like, he lived in the same house that he lives in now. You know, it's like, whoa, dude, on average, every 2 years I moved. From the time I was born until I turned 18. Like every 2 years I was moving. And there was no family. Like that's one thing Asmongold, he's lucky that he had parents that actually gave a fuck about him. That's, enough to like give him a solid home where he's not moving every year or two. And so yeah, so that's a lot different than me, than my experience. And it seems like in a general way, his parents weren't like deadbeats, As much as I care about my parents, like they sucked. They sucked as parents, and they know it. It was just whatever. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know why they sucked, but they did. If I had children, I'd probably suck as a parent too. So it's a good thing I don't have children. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so Asmongold, they were talking about AI, and AI is a really interesting subject. When I listen to the discourse about artificial intelligence, I start to get a sense of hope, because the thing about artificial intelligence doesn't have opinions. And I don't really like when on subjects that I care about, for example, homelessness in the United States of America. That's one of the top 3 things that I care about. Again, is that subject, just in its entirety. Like, I'm a dendrologist. That would be like a dendrologist who cares about the study of trees. It's not of any virtue or moral thing. Like, a dendrologist isn't going around like, generally speaking, dendrologists aren't like protesting and they're just generally interested in the study of trees. I'm generally interested in the study of homelessness, not for some virtuous reason or anything like that. Of course, I do have my opinions on the morality regarding the subject, but nonetheless, like, the subject as a whole is a fucking extremely fascinating thing. Just like a dendrologist would agree that the study of trees is an extremely fascinating thing. I just happen to be fascinated with homelessness, right? And the thing that gives me hope and actually gets me excited about artificial intelligence is like being able to interact with artificial intelligence regarding the subject of homelessness. I know that artificial intelligence is not going to feed me a bunch of opinions unless it's programmed to do so. But if artificial intelligence's only sole purpose is to provide facts on any given subject, and I were to have an interaction with artificial intelligence on the facts surrounding homelessness, not people's opinion, it would be an amazing interaction, because facts are greater than opinion. And the thing about the subject of homelessness, the whole discussion is all supported by opinion only. All of these people's public opinion on homelessness, which is totally void of any and all facts. I want to talk about the facts about homelessness, not all these fucking retards' opinion based off of like what? All these people's opinion on homelessness, do they have any experience to back up their opinion on it? None at all. Like Tucker Carlson, for example. The dude was born into fucking millionaire. He was born a millionaire. What the fuck could Tucker Carlson possibly know about homelessness? And you can go down the list of all these people who have been projecting themselves as experts on the subject of homelessness. Steven Crowder, all these fucking dumb motherfuckers. They don't know any. I don't want to hear the opinions of the millionaires' opinion of homelessness, their opinion on it. I don't care. I want facts. And the reason is because I know that when the facts do come out, it's going to totally ass fuck and obliterate all of these retarded people's opinions about homelessness. And that's what I'm excited for. I cannot wait until AI starts shutting down all of this opinion. I don't care about opinions. I care about facts. And when it comes to subjects that I'm passionate about and fascinated with and interested in, I have no interest in inexperienced people's opinions on shit that they don't know anything about. I want facts. And that's what I love about the idea of artificial intelligence. Like AI doesn't care what Steven Crowder's opinion is on homelessness. AI doesn't care what Tucker Carlson's opinion is on homelessness. AI is only going to provide facts without any emotion, without any skin in the game, so to speak. It's just about facts. It's about numbers, math. Everything is facts with AI. I don't care what Tucker Carlson's opinion is on homelessness. I don't care. And so I could do a lot of hours of content just talking about AI in regards to the facts surrounding homelessness in the US. Because the whole public discourse on the subject of US homelessness is all based in opinion of people like Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Steven Crowder, Don Lemon, all these fucking people. What do they know about any of it? Nothing. And so there's a small glimmer of hope that maybe somewhere in the future we'll be able to actually access the real facts about homelessness, removed of all of this shit opinion of these fucking retards that don't even know anything about homelessness or poverty at all, that are always the ones that are placed in the public eye and presented as the fucking experts on something that it is impossible that they would have any knowledge or experience of at all whatsoever. I'm tired of it. And so, yes, AI, I'm excited to see where it goes in relation to the subject of dendrology, the study of trees, and the study of, Fangorn, and the Ents, and the Oathbreakers, and the home bums, and the transients, and the tramps, and the vagrants, and the fucking, all this stuff. I want facts. I don't want Steven Crowder's opinion. And I want it removed. I want AI to ass fuck all these retards with facts. Be like, no, you're wrong there because here's the fact. No, you're wrong about that because here's the facts. And hopefully AI will take over and remove all of these fucking retards with their shit diuretic opinions so that we can finally get down to facts. See you, boys.